In April, to coincide with Earth Day, 101 Nobel laureates published an open letter calling for international cooperation to immediately end the extraction of fossil fuels, the largest contributor, 80%, to the climate emergency, without resorting to mitigation strategies, increasing taxes or market systems based on tradable credits. More than 100 Nobel laureates, including disciplines such as physics, chemistry, medicine or economics, among others, know what they are talking about and don't sign such letters on a whim. They are calling for drastic measures, a ban on the most important energy source of the last century and a half, but which is absolutely necessary. It's one thing to dismiss what I say as alarmist, but ignoring the warnings of more than 100 of the planet's smartest people, thinking you know more than all of them, is getting your priorities very wrong. Or stupid. Or shameless. On previous occasions, when the use of a given compound was found to be harmful, as happened with the addition of lead-based agents to gasoline or with chlorofluorocarbon compounds, they were banned, without going through intermediate situations, moratoria or market-based compensation systems. We have known for decades that the use of fossil fuels is enormously harmful to health, and yet we continue to propose a slow and gradual phase-out over too many decades, rather than a ban. What is behind the world's inability to kick its addiction to fossil fuels? We know that a technology that has powered the world for so long is directly responsible for our problems and that we must stop using it, yet we continue to subsidize it with huge amounts of money every year. Industrialized countries continue to devote much more money to fossil fuels than to renewable energies. Some banks continue to finance projects related to that industry, and despite some election promises, it doesn't look like those subsidies will end anytime soon. Allowing the market to decide when we stop using fossil fuels is a guarantee for disaster. Tough measures, not gentle dissuasions, are necessary. No gradual tax increases, no tradable credits, no carbon pricing, a ban. Starting with an end to advertising of fossil fuel-based products, followed by a ban on their sale, setting realistic pollution thresholds for cars that virtually no one can meet and carrying out a massive recall of polluting vehicles through mandatory vehicle inspections, followed by the mass development of renewable energies and the mandatory electrification of all human activities. There is no excuse. Not to do so is to compromise our future. Unpopular? A lifeless planet is even more unpopular. The threshold for meeting the challenge of dealing with a 1.5 degrees rise in the global temperature is 5 years away, not 20 or 30. With or without pandemic, we are already in borrowed time. The strategies that some countries are selling as great achievements are lies, long-term commitments not to be believed.